we are going to discuss all four phases of the menstrual cycle. Many of us know that, yes, we bleed every month, but so many women don't know that we actually have four phases that we go through each month that influence our moods, our emotions, our energy levels and fatigue, our libido, and even our motivation, okay? So if you feel like a different person every week, you're not crazy. It is just your hormonal fluctuations that are natural as a feminine being, okay? So we're going to get into it today. I really just want to discuss each of the four phases. And next week, if you join me live, we'll actually go deeper into how to cycle sync and how to maximize our lives by syncing it to our menstrual cycle, okay? So let's get into it. I want to start with the follicular phase. Many people start with the menstrual phase because that's the most obvious one. You can see it, okay? But let's start with the follicular. This is considered our inner springtime, okay? Because the eggs are maturing, the FSH is actually stimulating the production of our eggs. Usually only one egg matures. If it's more than one, we get into twins, but we're not going to get into that today, okay, ladies? So during this time, our ovaries, the follicles are actually having the eggs mature. Just like springtime, the buds are blooming, the birds are chirping, okay? During this time, our estrogen begins to rise. Our progesterone is pretty low at this time, so that means we have more energy. We feel good. Generally, we are happy during this time. We can do things that start new projects and stuff. We don't have the brain fog and things like that because estrogen actually supports our serotonin and our dopamine boost at this time, okay? So that is the follicular phase. After the follicular phase, we go into ovulation, okay? Our ovulatory phase. During this time, our estrogen actually peaks, okay? So we are feeling good. Everything is great during this time. Our libido increases. So if you feeling like texting that man, it might be a good time to hold off, okay? It's just the hormones talking, girl. So at this time, yes, you feel strong. Our testosterone is actually high at this time. Progesterone, again, is pretty low. So hello, welcome. Hi, everyone. Our progesterone is actually pretty low at this time. So yes, we feel energized. We feel good. This is a good time to, really hit the ground running during our ovulatory phase, all right? We feel more social as well during this time. Um, with ovulation, this is actually when the egg is coming down the fallopian tube, okay, and it'll attach to the uterine wall. This is our most fertile time, all right? And that's why our libido is up. Biologically, we are primed for conception, okay? Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Fiat. So again, the luteinizing hormone that surges during ovulation. There's a big surge that causes the follicle to rupture and the egg to be released. Okay, so that is ovulation. We already went over the follicular phase, our inner spring. Ovulation is our inner summer. We're literally hot, okay? In many different ways, ladies, okay? And they also, our physical body temperature actually rises during this time. That's why they do, what is it called, the basal body temperature, to sometimes women to measure if they're ovulating at that time. I don't know if that's very popular anymore because we have the ovulation test, but that is the reason our body temperature actually rises. So this is our inner summer. All right, now let's kind of get into the luteal phase. This is the phase where most women start to see some type of PMS symptoms and things like that because our estrogen is still high in the first half of the luteal phase. The luteal phase for most women, it can be anywhere from 11 to 16 days, depending on the length of your cycle. So the typical menstrual cycle is 28 days, but it can really be anywhere from 21 to 35 days. So that is a big gap, okay? So that'll tell you how long approximately your luteal phase will be. So the first half of the luteal phase, again, it's usually pretty calm for a lot of women. All women are different. This is just a general overview of how the hormones behave for most women, okay? But again, we are all different. So for me personally, the first half of my luteal phase, I'm pretty good, okay? Progesterone is starting to rise, so you will start to feel more calm, a little more tired and fatigued, and that is normal. We need to allow our bodies to rest at this time. We are not biologically primed to go hard during the luteal phase, but we will talk more about that next week when I go deeper into cycle syncing, okay? Once that first half of the luteal phase is over, at this time, the egg is already there. It's waiting for, the little swimmers to get there and conception to happen. But after about 5-ish days, if there's no conception, the hormones dip. Okay, estrogen, progesterone, they dip, and that is where the most intense symptoms begin to rise, especially for women who have PMDD, especially for women who have PMS, okay? So that is when the symptoms will really start to kick in, ladies. If you have any of these symptoms, put luteal down in the comments and I will get you my free luteal phase relief guide, okay? Because we should not have to suffer during our luteal phase. At this time, that is when the emotions start to get a little wild, okay, ladies? We're really tired, some of us. That's when some of the cramping and pain can start to kick in because the hormones drop pretty drastically during that second half of the luteal phase because the body's like, okay, well, there's going to be no baby, so let's drop off all these hormones. We need to, flush out the uterine walls and get rid of this egg so we can prepare for next time. And I get it. We might not be trying to get pregnant, ladies, but our bodies don't get the memo. We're going to go through this process every month for potential conception and reproduction purposes, all right? So during this time, again, the progesterone, estrogen starts to drop, the moods, the emotions, the symptoms start to kick in during the luteal. This is our inner fall, okay? We're relating each phase back to season. So if you have any questions about that, let me know, okay, ladies? All right, so last but not least is the menstrual phase. This is our inner winter, okay? Again, we'll go deeper into cycle syncing next week, but this is a time of rest, regeneration, rejuvenation, and rebirth, okay? Symbolically. And literally. So when the luteal phase ends, those hormones drop off. This is like, we're going to get rid of this uterine lining. We're going to flush out this egg so we can begin again. And that is when the menstrual cycle occurs, okay? Again, our inner winter. At this time, the uterine walls are slushing off. All right, ladies, the egg is being released. Again, it's time for rest, a time for inner work, reflection, all right? Yes, if you guys have any questions, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Put luteal down in the comments, okay, ladies, and I will get you that free luteal phase relief guide. If you want help tracking all 4 phases of your cycle so you can actually connect to your body, understand your body, what are you going through? What are my hormones doing? Because again, all of us are different. So these moods are generally widely spread, but again, if you want to track your moods, your triggers, what's going on with your hormones, what works best for you, I created a menstrual cycle tracker, planner, and journal all in one called Sacred Feminine Flow, okay? It'll also help you cycle sync all 4 phases of your cycle. If you want more information about anything, my freebies, my free offers, my menstrual cycle tracker, go ahead and check out the description or my bio and check out the link, okay? Or just put a comment there, and I would love to talk to you guys and engage with you guys, okay? Anybody, I see a couple people here in the chat. If you have any questions, put them down there before I head out. Let me go ahead and, how can I block this person? All right, let's block you. All righty. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. We went over all 4 phases. Again, if you have questions about any of this stuff, if you want me to do a longer, more in-depth video about this, put it down in the comments and I will definitely get that video out for you guys. And stay tuned for next Monday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We will be going more in depth about how to cycle sync. What should I be doing to maximize each phase of my cycle? Okay, so that I can actually flow with my body, flow with my biological processes, and not fight against them. All right, we don't want to fight against our body, because sometimes if we're trying to push too hard and we're pushing against our biological processes, thank you for the compliment. Now you want to be nice. Push against our biological processes, that can actually cause more stress on our body and backfire on us, okay? So we don't want to push our bodies into stress mode, trying to do something that we're not biologically primed to do at that time, okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. How do I get out?